نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I pray that you are doing well, inshallah. I'd just like to talk to you about the topic of death. Death means returning back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He who has given us life in the first place. Death will never ask for your permission. Death can happen at any time, that time which we do not know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, كل نفس ذائقة الموت. Every soul shall taste death. Sometimes we're just so distracted in this world that we forget what the hereafter is about. We don't know where we are now, but we don't know where we're going to go next. Regardless of your race, your color, your religion, regardless of how much wealth you even have, regardless of everything, Allah has not guaranteed you Jannah, nor has He guaranteed you Jahannam. Allah has guaranteed you death. And Ali ibn Abi Talib says, people are asleep, yet when they die, they wake up. And the Prophet ﷺ also says, the wise man is he who takes himself to account and prepares for which is after, prepares for the hereafter. And I'd just like to share with you that on this day, 25th September, 2 years ago, 2022, my granddad returned back to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, leaving behind all his wealth, his assets, everything. And it's just hard to imagine that last year I visited his grave and I saw his grave, and it was just, I couldn't imagine that it's because he was with me time ago. He was in front of me and I was talking to him, I was smiling, enjoying my time, laughing with him, etc. But now he's just alone, he's left everything, he's just alone, his body in the grave. So subhanallah, I just want to give the reminder that know your value and know that why you're here, what's your aim in this world. Is it to, buy that house, buy that car, etc. Build that dream that you have, because you have a dream that at this age I want this, at certain age I want this and that, but we forget that what age does death come? Death has to play a part. It's guaranteed that death's going to play a part for everyone, but you have to know what time that is and use your time wisely, because it's just like the Prophet ﷺ said, the wise man is the wise is someone who has experience, he knows what to do, is he who plans for the hereafter, he knows why he's here. And the Prophet ﷺ also says that, remember often the destroyer of goodness, the destroyer of pleasures, Ibn Majah, because it's the Prophet ﷺ trying to tell us that remember that death is the one that destroys everything in the end. In the end, there's always death. And yeah, so I just had to share that with you about my granddad, and please make dua for him. And I make dua that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgives him and protects him from the punishment of the grave, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala admits him into Jannatul Firdaus. Allahumma ameen. So my dear respected brothers and sisters, please bear in mind that this world is not worth it. I'm telling you that this world is nothing but a beautiful lie. Yeah, so we have to bear this in mind, inshallah, and try to better ourselves, because we hear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He has created jinn and mankind for no other reason except to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah, we do have needs in this world, etc., but we're mainly here to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So bear that in mind, inshallah. I hope you stay well, and I'll make dua for you, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.